Welcome to Subramani. Many of us have heard of Morgan Housel's statement that personal finance is a lot more personal than finance. So people have to understand the implications of this term, because there is no one size fits all. In fact, I think in personal finance it's one size fits one, because each person is different. Between two brothers, I've seen one brother spend 1500 rupees a month on electricity and another brother spends 17,000 rupees a month, right? There is absolutely no connection right from consumption of electricity or vacations they take, etc. So you cannot take one brother's plan and fit it to the other. So the dimensions of wealth and dimensions of financial planning has to take you into account. I find a lot of, the generalized rule of thumb, which is what you get from bloggers like me or from financial journalists. You cannot get specific advice. You get broad advice that if you have risk-taking capacity, you should be more in equity, which is a fluctuating asset, or even in real estate, which is which could have very huge mood swings, right? But whether it is actually applicable to you depends on too many things. You need a more thoughtful financial planning process if you're doing one, rather than generic put more money in equity when you're young, and that is generic advice. You need specific advice. When you're looking at a person's financial life, there are a lot of things. It's more like looking into a kaleidoscope, and every turn can give you a new combination. I do not know, but in school we had to make a kaleidoscope, so we knew it was our sisters' bangles, etc., because you needed those glass pieces. You realize once you make a kaleidoscope, A, it's not very difficult to make, and B, how many different combinations of patterns and designs can appear there, and also the choice is how many colors of bangles did you break for making that, right? So your personal financial life is also like kaleidoscope, and you have to look at very many things as to when will you retire, and are you going to inherit something. Should you take inheritance into account? Let's take a simple thing. Now, I know one person who lost his parent at his age of 80, right? I shouldn't say his parent, he lost his mother-in-law at the age of 80. She was 16 years elder to him, so she was 96 when she died. Now, if you are going to get your inheritance at the age of 80, does it really matter whether you get it or don't get it? Secondly, if you are earning, let's say, 2 crores a year and you are going to inherit 50 lakhs, does it really matter whether you are going to get it? When are you going to get it? Now, take the reverse. You are earning 30 lakhs or 25 lakhs and you are going to inherit 10 crores. Then does it matter? Yes, it matters. So it depends on so many things. So there is no one such thing. Should you take inheritance into account? Very difficult question to answer. If it is a significant one, yes, I will take it into account. If it is not a significant one, I won't take it into account. But as long as I don't have the ability to say when that money will come, I do not know how to use it, right? So can I say you don't need to prepare for your retirement and then find that the parent has lived till the age of 107 and this guy gets the money only at the age of 80? Doesn't really matter, right? Whether you get anything or don't get anything at the age of 80. So you have to plan your life without the inheritance. So it's very difficult to. So what are the personal dimensions that one should look at? What is your age? What is your marital status? Would you get married again if you had a divorce, right? Your personal health. What level of education? Are you employable in case you lose your job? What are your short-term goals and your long-term goals? Do you have hobbies which are expensive? Do you spend on them, or is it that your hobbies pay for themselves? Do you have any charitable causes that you want to lend to, want to gift to? Do you want to volunteer? What are your values in life, right? It depends. These are your personal dimensions, and there could be other family dimensions. I'm making a distinction. This is Kiplinger has done this, so I'm just taking from him. So personal dimensions, and there is family dimensions also. Or depending on your relationship status within your family, are you supporting your brother, sister, anybody like that? Length of relationship with your spouse, right? Could it lead to a divorce? In case it leads to a divorce, will you marry again? The relationship dynamics, do you wish to help others, right? The number of children you have, their capabilities, are you going to support them? Is some child or sibling who is not capable of earning at all? So what kind of documentation to do for helping them? How much are you helping them? Are you going to pay it for the rest of your life? Then have you taken an insurance policy that in case you are not there, somebody else will pay that money to that person, whoever it is, right? Composition of the extended family. Can you go back to your dad and say, I need money, or do you have to provide for cash so that in case they need money, they will call you, right? Geographic location of the extended family. If your father is 3,000 kilometers away, or say at least 1,500 kilometers away, when they need cash, you are not going to be of great help, and when you need cash, they are not going to be of great help, right? Potential financial needs of extended family, will they come to you at all? If they come to you, what will you say, and how much will you help and how much will you not help? Then there is the wealth dimension, that how much is the total amount of wealth you have, what is the comfort that you have. I mean, there are people who could inherit 10 crores, but they would think, oh, that money I should not touch, I should leave for my children out of my income. Whatever I've inherited anyway belongs to my children. So 10 crores, I should add another at least 10 crores to it so that my child gets 20 crores. There are people who put such kind of pressure on themselves, right? Then composition of or complexity of assets. If you've got art and real estate and land and agricultural land, mutual funds, equity, so there is a huge complexity of assets. The tax situation, very many people do not understand the tax situation. Is there clubbing applicable? Is the clubbing not applicable? What can I do to invest in a 14-year-old's name so that when the money comes back, the kid is 18 and the clubbing won't be applicable? Or to say how to hold on to mutual funds, equity, etc. For a pretty long time, because postponing the 10% tax on equity also can make a lot of difference. Short-term spending needs, long-term spending needs, different sources of income. Is the income coming from only one source? Is the person rich, or is the person wealthy also, right? Major financial events which have happened, which are going to happen, and how you react to it, and how would you react to, say, a person having cancer in your first round of family? Say younger brother's wife has cancer. Are you going to support? Are you going to give financial guidance saying you should be taking medical insurance, critical? Are you that person, right? Depends on those things. Then your own personal money experience, which is also your prior experience in managing a financial plan, making it, managing it. Aptitude and interest in managing your finances. Many people are not interested in doing that. Design for involvement, or are you happy giving it away to somebody and say, please manage it for me, give me a quarterly report or a monthly report. I don't want to do it on a day-to-day basis. And there are doctors and lawyers who are wanting to be active, hands-on with F&O and things like that, right? Then advisory goal, have they come as a client, come to you as an advisor for a one-time checkup, a chat about what he has done or what she has done, or is it a permanent kind of a relationship? Comfort level with market uncertainty, with volatility, with standard deviation. Then your own learning style, your communication style, right? So all these things play a role in your personal financial personal financial planning, so to say. So while some are very simple, age and marital status, etc., but some are more difficult and are far more subjective. What are your personal values? What are your long-term dreams? And are you serious about some of your long-term dreams, or are you just talking about it? Some tend to be more fluid, some tend to be more permanent, right? You need to check all that. Wealth dimensions, income, saving, spending, investing, debt, taxation. Somebody has to be able to think of all this. This is not true. Not every financial planner or a DIY thinks about all this together. A person who thinks about all this together and is a good financial planner, honestly, does not work for 5,000 rupees a year or 10,000 rupees a year. You would charge something like 50,000 rupees a year. and then it is your choice, do you want to pay that or you want to do it yourself. So pick up all that, be careful in what you are doing. Thank you.